Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. We're going to get straight into an article by The Mirror. And it's Jay Slater's mum fumes. It's another kick in the teeth over sickening final insult. Spanish court documents, including the toxicology report for Jay Slater, were fraudulently leaked and shared on social media despite highly confidential. So this article was last week, people, 8 days ago. So it was before, obviously, the documentary which aired on Sunday evening on Channel 4. So, a new documentary has captured the moment of Jay Slater's mum, Debbie Duncan, is given yet more heartbreaking news even after her son's death. The teen 19 from Oswestals in Lancashire was found dead in July last year after a month-long search for him. Rest in peace, Jay. Just weeks before Jay's death, the teen had been attending a festival with friend Lucy Law, Brad Howcliffe and Brandon Hodgson. Jay was found dead in a ravine in Tenerife in Park Rural de Teno on July the 15th, 2024, weeks after he went missing after leaving the NRG Music Festival in Playa de las Americas on June 17th. He travelled with two men to the Airbnb in a national park area 22 miles from where he had been staying with his friends. And obviously that big question is why didn't he go back with his friends? But it's been the topic of conversation for a while. But following his disappearance, social media was flooded with conspiracy theories relating to his vanishing, including people claiming Jay was actually alive and his disappearance was a scam. A new Channel 4 documentary, which is obviously we've seen this Sunday, exposed the truth behind Jay's final hours. It didn't really expose hardly anything, to be honest with you, and how they were relayed to his frantic family and friends back home. In one heartbreaking scene, Jay's mum is told that private details of Jay's toxicology report have been stolen and leaked on YouTube. The devastating mum hits out as she refuses to get peace even after her son's body is finally recovered. And that is sad. Jay's mum is initially told the toxicology report had only been disclosed to her and wouldn't be shared anywhere else, amid her sickening conspiracies, but the content were unveiled to the public in grim YouTube videos, which shared screenshots of the toxicology report, stating Jay's full name, Jay Dean Slater. 25th of March 2020, the Spanish court document had fraudulently leaked and published on YouTube. The caption says, adding including Jay's Spanish toxicology reports. Speaking of the documentary, Jay's mum said, it's just another kick in the teeth, but how is it even allowed? Official court documents talking about the son. It's lawless, ain't it? There's nothing we can do. We are just powerless. It was revealed by Preston Coroner's Office, Alice Swarbrick, that Jay's body had traces of MDMA and cocaine in the hours prior to his death. But while there was evidence of drugs in his system, this didn't mean they formed part of the cause of his death. Jay's mum explained that while it was a shock to her, he's an adult, and that's why they do when they go to festivals. It's not a shock, it's just upsetting, she said, adding that it was upsetting the way he died. But like I said, I'm not too sure that we were sort of given everything, the truth, by his friends, to be honest with you, and those involved. Later, the pathologist, Dr. Richard Shepard, explained the ruling out injuries inflicted by a third party was very, very important, but the investigation, as Jay had not been shot, he'd not been stabbed, he's not been strangled. The thing is, there were a lot of things basically going on, and people were saying a lot of things, and at times people didn't know what to believe, to be honest with you. The thing is that in the documentary it did say that we can't rule out that Jay could have been pushed because there's no proof of that. A major head injury at the side. How do we explain that? Before going to the state that Jay's injuries are consistent with several trauma to the head, which could have been a result of falling down a slope. He had also stated that he couldn't rule out the possibility of Jay being pushed, as the push would leave no marks. Dr. James Adley, senior coroner for Lancashire, Blackburn and Darwin, who's now supposed to be retired, explained that the case had to become complicated due to social media coverage, as witnesses has expressed fear of giving evidence due to the social media commentary from online sleuths. Social media has been obtaining answers more difficult, he said. No, I don't believe it was that. I believe that they were threatened not to come, and that was the reason. That is just a cop-out. saying that because of social media coverage that the people involved wouldn't come. But if they're telling the truth, why would you care? Only 3 of the 5 witnesses were able to be located. Ayub Qasim and Lucy Law both gave virtual evidence, while Bradley Gorkin gave evidence in person. Jay was found dead in ravine in Tenerife Park, Rural de Tenno, on July the 15th, 2024, after leaving a festival in Playa de las Americas on June the 17th. He travelled with 2 men to the Airbnb, and they're just stating what was already said. To be honest, the Channel 4 also reviews previously unheard audio, which to me, some of the audio, okay, you know, obviously some of them played by other people and not the people involved. I thought that was kind of weird, but I think you do see that sometimes in documentaries. I do think it should have showed more of Jay on the CCTV. It was just clips. Where are the full CCTV videos? If you put clips up there, you might as well put the full videos out there, which didn't make sense to me. It just seemed like, oh, we'll pick this bit, we'll pick that bit. I found that quite weird, to be honest with you. But obviously, with the court documents being released at the end of the day, and obviously, I'm sure Debbie were looking into them why they were released, to be honest with you. But it also said Lucy stayed at the Airbnb, and that's where she was residing at the time that Jay walked out the door and went somewhere. That is kind of really, really odd to me, because we always thought she was in Los Cristianos, basically trying to get to the Airbnb and trying to get a lift to actually get there, and she got there in the early hours of the morning, which doesn't add up to me, because if you're already there, why would you try and organise a lift to get out there at the end of the day? This is why this case is so suspicious, and it needs to be discussed more and ironed out a little bit. Let me know what you think, people, because I think the court documents, which a lot of people thought they weren't true, and Debbie said technically they were true, and they shouldn't have been put out there for the public to see. Odd, I'd say. A big question mark on that one. Let me know what you think, people. This was by Daniel Bird on the 22nd of September 2025, Assistant Celebrity and Entertainment Editor. That was from the Mirror Online, people. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and let me know your thoughts on it, because I think it is a massive of conversation. And I think Duncan started talking about it as well. But like I said, I think there's a few clues in there that somebody could be lying.